folks, this is the fly we're going to be tying today. The Kiwi Muddler, or some people will call it the Kiwi Zuddler. Anyways, join us. Let's get into it. We're back. Today we're going to be tying the Kiwi Zuddler, or Kiwi Muddler. I forget what Karen calls them down at the shop, but this is it right here. Something like that. Let's see if it'll focus. There. It's got a cone head, so it's perfect for stripping right down low and it won't get stuck. It's got spun deer hair around the collar, so it'll vibrate the water quite a bit and really attract those big predatory fish. So this is what I use for bull trout early season, around before the streams bust and the little tiny fry start coming out. This is good. It imitates the smolts from last year. So while the big bull trout are still keyed in until those smolts from last year. And the good thing about this pattern is that you won't catch any whitefish on it because their mouths are way too small, but you will also incidentally catch cutties on it, and big cutties sometimes, and it's just a beautiful pattern. It's a great pattern. One of the best patterns on the Kootenay. There we go. I'm going to tie them on this thing. On a 3XL nymph and streamer hook by MFC. Brand new pack. It's mint. Here we're going to use a cone head, just a regular H&H cone head. Don't want to hook myself. Make sure you, oh yeah, it's good practice to clip your barbs while you're here. This step, it really prevents you from forgetting when you're out on the water. And also if you get it stuck in your lip when you're fooling around, you can get it out. Yep, there we go, see that? Stick that in the vise, and you know, I'm gonna put a little bit of lead-free wire on this. Just don't use your scissors, your nice scissors, to cut line or to cut wire. This is how I do it. Make a little hook, hook it on. Take these cheap needle nose pliers that I bought at Canadian Tire, and I grab onto this end. I start around here. I move it up if I need to, but do a couple wraps. Then I take this little tag end, I wrap it around. And then I just hold it. And then I push it up so that it keeps my bead head in place. Okay, now I got my uni thread. This is kind of what I use for streamers. It's the 3/0 white uni thread. It's pretty much exclusively what I use for streamers. I'm not big on different thread sizes and stuff, and I know a bunch of the fellas down in America get really meticulous about their flies. Ooh, broke my thread. There we go, got a nice thread base. Okay, so next step, you add a tail. Okay, you can order this stuff on Amazon. It'll come to your house in packs of like 100 for pretty cheap, way cheaper than you can get them at any fly shop. So yeah, just take about something like that. Snip it with your scissors. And you got a tail. There you go. I usually make it as long as the hook. Attach it. One trick is just keep this little bit of thread here small. You don't want to be making huge big wraps, so That's just, you lose control. There we go. Tie that sucker on. Bada bing, bada boom. Beauty. Beauty there, eh? Perfect. And then I just frickin' pat that down. It's gonna be a big old dubbing body on it anyway. Okay, so now that that's done, next step is the tail, or I mean the zonker. You want to put the zonker on, and I got a special way of doing it. I'll show you, fellas. Use one of these things. I forget what these are called. Needles. All right, I got a zonker here, and looks like it's a good piece. It's kind of nah, it'll do. Pretty flies don't catch fish. It's all about getting the proportions right and trying to just not make it look too pretty, because otherwise fish won't bite. Okay, so this is going to be your tying point. So grab your zonker and stretch it out. Make sure it goes past this tail. Boom, there we go. Okay, now grab it there at the tying point. And you take this thing, you comb the hair back. There we go. Okay, right there. Wet your fingers and just get that nice and out of the way. Get this stuff out of the way. And there you have a perfect little tying point right there. It's like Moses parted the sea. You parted the zonker. Okay. And then you stick it on there. And you secure it. Boom. There you go. Look at that. It's that easy. A couple wraps underneath. That's a little long, but it'll do. We got to put some body on it. I like to use this laser dub, silver minnow belly. Take a big chunk. You don't want to be doing this twice. Stack your little hairs like so, and just don't be shy. Stack them. See how they're all going one direction now? Give it another stack, just for good measure. Okay, set that aside. Pull this back. Make sure you're at the very back. Make a little loop right like this with your fingers. 1, 2, and then go around the loop twice. 1, 2, 1, 2, around the body 2 more times. Take your stacked dubbing. Hold your loop in one finger. Use these fingers to stack it. To spread it out in the loop. Beauty. Open up your loop. Keep your middle finger in there. Throw the dubbing in there. Free up these 2 fingers and pinch the back of your loop. There you go. So see, now you have full control, and you can slide your middle finger out of the loop and replace it with this tool, the dubbing loop tool. Once you're done placing the dubbing. So you want to get it nice and even, and you really only want to do one of these because Saves you a lot of time if you only do one. There you go. Just slip your finger out of that loop down here. This little loop. Stick your dubbing tool in it. Go a couple times. There you go. And then you let go. Boom, Bob's your uncle. See that? Boom, once more. Let's give her another one for good measure here. Boom, there we go. So move your thread up to about here. That's going to be where you're going to tie in your deer hair. Maybe a little further, right there. Take your little brush. I just have a little piece of Velcro on my old ruler. And I just work out that dubbing loop a little bit. Just tease it. Give it a good teasing. There we go. Now you're real fluffy. Okay, so now go around a couple times, build up the body. My pulled pork is done. Boom, there we go, building up the body. Oh, I hope I don't have to do two of these friggin' loops. Look at that. That's a beauty. Whoa, look at that. See that? There you go, fella. This will catch you some fish. I might have to do another one. I can get away without doing it. So secure that. Cut this little thing off. There you go. It's secured. I like putting the lateral lines at this point just because it's easier to get to them. And I like these. Silly legs. There you go. If you have one of these vices that can rotate, it is a life changer. So I lay it on its side and I throw on these little rubber legs for lateral lines and make them kind of as long as the hook. 2 is all you really need. The fish just love, they love that movement from the legs, I think. They like those stone flies with the rubber legs. There's just something about them. Something about the legs. Boom, so this is what we have so far. Now I like to put a little piece of red flash under the head here. So flip it upside down. Man, I tell you, this vise is a game changer. There you go, right there. There you go. Okay. Man, now that looks good. Scared this fly won't catch any fish because how good it looks. You know what? I don't usually do this, but I'll add a little bit more. I'll add a little bit more. Just a little noodle. Why not? And you know what? I got some of this spare dubbing here, so it's not the exact same, but it's good enough. It's a mix of a bunch of different dubbings, it looks like. I have this neat little material catcher that catches all my extra materials, and my tools get lost in it sometimes, but you know what? That's the way it goes sometimes. Okay, there you go. I got another noodle. Anyways. So then, take this, and this time, I kind of want to capture as much as I can. I brush this out a little bit, come on. One big loop, another big loop, and then straight down. That's how to get a nice tight seal. There we go. And you cut the end of your zonker off and make sure you don't get I just inspect it, make sure everything is all good. Yep, this fly will catch fish for sure. Yep. This one it'll do it for sure. And then it's time for the deer hair. And I'll be the first to admit, I'm not the best at spinning deer hair, but fish seem to like it, so I'm gonna keep on doing it. All right, oh, I got deer hair right here. I just got the belly hair. The belly hair is the best part, you know? And you know, trick here, just take your Velcro, brush out the underfur before you take it off. Before you cut it off the hide, brush out the underfur. Save you a little bit of hassle. You don't need much, you just need a little pinch. Cut it as close as you can to the hide. And ideally you want to stack it, but I mean, for the sake of time, that looks pretty stacked up already, so I'm gonna measure, switch hands, and then I'm gonna do a couple big loops. 1, 2, and I'm slowly gonna ease it into place. There we go. I'm just gonna work it into place here. And boom, look at that. That ought to do it. So then, boom, take your X-Acto blade and just work the deer hair. And just try to make it look natural. Remember, you're trying to mimic a minnow, so try to get the shape of the minnow. This is kind of like a sculpin, I guess, like a dead sculpin. See that? That's beauty. Okay, so there we go. And that is the Kiwi Muddler, or some people call it the Kiwi Zuddler. I'm gonna paint the head now and finish it off, and then I'll show you fellas. There we go. The Kiwi Zonker. Kiwi Zuddler. Well, that's all she wrote, folks. That's it. That's the Kiwi Muddler. Stay tuned for more flies. And yeah, I don't need anything from you fellas, but if you guys want to see more of these videos, let me know by subscribing or hitting a like. And if you guys want to win this fly, and let's say I got a bunch right now tied up, I'll send you guys 12 good bull trout flies. So if you guys want to win 12 good bull trout flies, subscribe and hit the like, and I'll pick one of my subscribers And I'll pick them next week, and I'll make a little short video, and I'll say who the winner is, and yeah, we'll find a way to get them to you. Anyways, thanks a lot, fellas. Take it easy. God bless you.
Whoa!